Once upon a time, at the other end of the blue marble, mountain massives can be seen, and in the foothills of mountains, slowly revealing the view towards tropical forests, the magic of the morning sun and river currents, waves of immersion lead us at begin of adventure in nature's life, inhabitants of sweet-tasting bodies of water.
Okay, slightly bitter taste of water.
Like every beginning, we will begin this one with a light look at the physical appearance of otofish. With the first look, we move from the underside of the fish, the most often seen pose of indicating presence to the eyes of observers in closed systems of aquarium communities, where visible pigmentation is absent to a greater extent, and the reflection of light indicates a pearly white light, transparent reflection of the contrast and color of the muscles, organs under the skin. The pearly shape of the abdominal area, which with its shine and shape indicates health, immediately catches the eye, as well as a small heart that does not stop beating in the service of life. Positioned in the center above the pearl form of the abdomen in the area below the head, between the gills. The gaze rises to the expressive mouth of the upper part of the head and the ever-vigilant, all-following eyes from the side positions.
In the rotation of the movement, the gaze falls on the upper side, where the expressed natural color of the palate is visible through dark shades of brown, almost black tone.
A camouflage pattern of a densely textured living environment with a pigmentation arrangement through the back. This gives the otofish a perfect blend with wood, stones, and the substrate. The tail is a symmetrically arranged pattern like a flag that resists the current. Thus, the current takes us to the height of the view and leads to the three great characteristics of otofish. The first are specialized mouths that talk about living and feeding in the riverbed areas of river currents. In the anatomy of the suction mouth, we can see the lower lip, suction disc, is wide and muscular in the service of firm adhesion to hard surfaces. It also has papillae, small protrusions, that increase friction and hold the position in the water current. Inside the oral disc, there are brush-like molar teeth. These brush teeth are adapted for scraping algae and biofilms from hard surfaces. In addition to feeding, the mouth is also used for holding and breathing. Thanks to the oral muscular valve, Oto can breathe without losing its vacuum adhesion power and thus maintains its position in the currents. The gills also contribute to this, which have adapted to breathing not classically through the mouth, but through specialized side openings on the gill cover through which water enters, and thus Oto manages to maintain a vacuum and unhindered brushing the algae, without fear that at the moment of the algae meal, it will end up being carried away in a rapid departure of stream current.
Wait, but there's more. It's not the mouth and the gills and the algae, or bitter water, but a common denominator present in every persistent fighter of life: his faithful armor.
Wonderfully known for the rows of bony plates that cover its body, it is a real armor that serves as a protection against predators and injuries from unannounced guests and elements of the nature brought by the current. It's a pretty good thing that when you spend your whole life in the front row of convertibles, imagine that there is no windshield, so it would look quite comical.
Slapping waving arms and swollen eyes, fighting for visibility of everything incoming.
Let's return to the third adaptation of the otofish, which is the ability to breathe air from the surface, where in conditions of low levels of dissolved oxygen in the shallow river waters of South America, full potential of the adaptation of the respiratory organ is reached. Instead of having and using lungs, the otofish swallows air from the surface and pushes it into the intestines, which in the upper part of the hole have evolved the ability to absorb oxygen from the swallowed air directly into the bloodstream of the fish. What gives the otofish the ability to survive where other fish couldn't. In the area where cycle of annual changing weather reshapes their habitats cyclically from high water levels to dry season of low water levels. The natural habitat of Otocinclus fish is the freshwater area of the main currents of the rivers of South America. The currents of these branches are mild in the area of the marginal part of the bed where it lives. The waters of those rivers are clean, with a slight hint of amber tone of tannin, which is given by submerged wood and leaves of a plant on the banks. In that part of the environment of the inhabitant, Oto feeds on algae and biofilms present on wood and stone. In the aquarium, Oto prefers the same algae that is formed on stone, wood, plant leaves, glass walls of the aquarium. In case of shortage of the selected menu, Oto will find nutrition in detritus. The water is neutral to slightly acidic due to the decomposition of organic substances and plant matter.
Tropical and warm enough for a beach towel.
That is 72 degrees Fahrenheit to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Oto is by nature a calm and timid fish that fits perfectly into all peaceful communities of smaller fish. In their life cycle, one can also see the rarity of the offspring. From my observation, the offspring cycle is 1 to 2 hatched fish per female in aquarium conditions of habitat. The little otos are hidden from light and view until they are 1 inch 2.5 centimeters in size, when they begin to boldly appear on the leaves of plants in the background of community activity and view. At that moment of view, a new cycle of joy, of living, of a new generation of Oto fish begins. From the beginning of their own aquarium habitat, of adaptation of habitat for 1 year, the adventure of life began for 11 individuals of the Oto species tribe. In the next cycle, they joined the larger aquarium community of many vital expressions of energy of life forms through species, where the number of the small tribe of individuals has increased to 13. This year, when a lot of life activity of Oto fish has passed for 3.5 years, slowly the last old individual left the community and 3 bright young of their order remained. A new cycle of serving the life of a fish species that grows in the heart. Truly an amazing experience of the energy of life. An unbeatable fish for every freshwater aquarium of peaceful communities. A true right hand of care, work, and coexistence of nature. Thus, the current of views took us through the life cycle of the Otocinclus catfish and left us in wonder at the expression of nature's life.
We were left with the question, is this a sign for my aquarium community in the life of expressions of care and connection of life with the energies of nature? Carried by the glances of thought through the question, I thank you for your dedicated time and energy to swimming with the currents of the nature of life.